Late December, early January, riders arrive, teams organise themselves and they go out for training rides to acclimatise themselves to the warmer weather here in South Australia. With so many of the pros on Strava, our local lads can lose their segment times to the pros, and one of those victims was me. A KOM I had in my local area was smashed by Roman Bardet by over a minute. And I don't think I'll be claiming that one back. One of the things you can do at the Tour Down Under is go for a ride with the pro team. So we first hopped onto the back of Lotto Sodal.
John.
And as always, let the pros have their freedom, let them do their bit at the front. So that's Caleb Ewan directly in front of me with his all-powerful sprinting calf muscles there. He's 26 years of age this year and he weighs 67 kilos. He's 165 centimetres tall, but he's got short legs and a long torso. Looks like we've stopped at a cafe here. Oh, brilliant, it's getting warmed up. That's right, they'll keep going. So while they decided to sip on their skinny latte, cafe, whatever it is they had, we decided we won't wait around for them, we'll continue on. And then it wasn't too long down the road and we caught up to Quick Step. They were keeping a nice steady pace, so I thought I'd just ride up slowly beside them, get a nice side view of them all. And well, at the front there is Sam Bennett, the Irish champion. Stopping at the stoplights here, we have a close-up of some of the gear that they're riding with, and of course the riders have a bit of a choice of what they want to ride with. For instance, the shoes here, different colour shoes, although they're specialised. In particular, see the left-hand side's a carbon fibre frame, and on my right-hand side, the guy's riding with an aluminium. In fact, there were two aluminium frames in this guy's group. Going around the roundabout, good shot here. If it looks smooth and fun to ride with these guys, it really is. And here's a budding young cyclist. I think he's riding 24-inch wheels. Good on him. So here we are at the Tour Down Under village, right smack bang in the middle of the city of Adelaide. And the teams, they all stay in the hotel which is right opposite this venue here. Beautiful weather for the whole 2 weeks for the tour. We had nothing over 30 degrees in temperature this year. Absolutely gorgeous. We rode in with our bikes and we still had our gear on after riding with Quick Step and Lotto, and so our first port of call was to visit Canyon because one of our riders just had a problem with his top cap on his headstem not sitting properly. Canyon were pretty good about it. They decided to try and fix it right there and then. In the meantime, while they were doing that, I decided to have a look at their new bikes. What I don't get is all their display bikes here, Canyon, are black. They're all dark colours. This is like a really dark brown. Black everywhere, and my bike's just over there. It's the only one that's red. It's the only one that's attracting attention.
I've got your own, and this is now like a navy blue. It's got some
black.
Sparkly, it's got some little sparkly bits in it. Yeah. So when you get out in the light, it does sparkle really good. Yeah.
Okay, well I must admit there was a bit of blue or purple in the blackness on that bike, and the previous bike there was a bit of brown in the blackness as well. Finally found a Canyon that's not black. It's the Grail CF SLX, their gravel bike.
Gravel bike to ride.
Nice thick wheels. Beautiful.
So about 42s. Quite nice to ride.
And they're carbon.
Yeah. Really great tonight. They're not named quoted service anymore. They're officially named Alps and Phoenix.
You into time trialling?
No.
Oh.
Just general road running.
Have you got an aero? You haven't got aero.
So I'm pushing towards the Enduro
Someone here being measured up by the Canyon Perfect Positioning System. Every major brand now seems to have their own way of measuring you up to fit their bikes.
Sure, you yeah, sure. So what size do you say?
I know you've worked with already registered, but not
Okay, yeah.
I think it's not your size though.
Baum, an Australian brand from Geelong in Victoria. Whoa! There's some nice shoes. It's called the Indigenous Art Frame. You can actually feel that. You can actually feel it. So it's actually really painted on there. Look, here on the inside of the foot there, and on the headset. Even on the handlebars. Founded by Darren Baum, who started building frames in 1990 with Reynolds 753, pressed lugs and silver soldering. Today, Darren Baum and his team build custom frames for clients as individuals. There's a selection of colours. What colour would you like?
Full adjustment, just like Rick.
I don't know what that is. It's like the old Peugeot. I can hear music without, and I can hear talking.
And I can hear Steve, that's the only downside of him. While I'm listening to music.
Pretty cool. But I can feel the vibration. It must take a fair bit of power to make these vibrate into your temple, which means to me, take a fair bit of battery power.
Oh my goodness, that's right.
300 Australian dollars.
I do it every 5 days.
And quite a few of you recognised me there, came up, said hi, had a bit of a yarn, so that was all very nice.
Yeah. Hello everybody. Yeah.
Caught up with John Canning again this year from GCN, and John could have joined us on a ride, but he hasn't been able to touch his bike for over 6 months. He's torn a ligament in his knee. So we just had a bit of a yarn, and John, we hope you get on top of it all, and especially on your bike again. Got to see quite a few of your bikes, thanks for coming up and showing us. This one in particular I thought I'd show you. It's an old soft ride, bit of a collector's item these days, around about the early 90s I think. Flexi.
Right, who made them originally?
Yeah, I don't know.
So no all software.
And there were even riders on tandem bikes there.
Can't get a very good picture.
And we came across the BMC women's team, getting some selfies and photos taken there. This well-intentioned gentleman was cleaning people's bikes with water and suds, but then drying them off with high-pressure hose. Not ideal, forcing water and cleaning agents through the seals into the bearings. GT Swiss wheels, lots of them, road, mountain bike and a disc wheel. Cervelo are there. This is their top bike with SRAM red E-tap. So many bikes this year are coming out with integrated handlebar and stem, but this one's also got integrated, what do you call it, a headset and head tube, I guess. Cask helmets, some with old colours, some with new colours, but all with the new price. Rather expensive.
So I didn't get ripped off. Well, I might have got ripped off. There you go.
Here's a bit of an all-out setup. A nice look 795 frame fitted out with rotor. So it's got hydraulic brakes and hydraulic gears as well. Everyone's on the aerodynamic bandwagon these days, but few get it right. Here you can see there's an even gap and it's a close tolerance. Nice attention to detail, look. And they're keeping the headstem and handlebars separate for adjustability. Even a lot of the pros prefer that.
Hydraulic gears.
Merida, or is it Merida? Anything new? Yes. There's some heat sinks on the hydraulic calipers, both front and rear. Vision integrated bar and stem, very nice. And we're not sure what that is. If you do, let us know. It looks like a light. And here's the boys from the Israel Startup Nation. I shouldn't say boys because Andrei Greipel is 39 this year. The Tour Down Under is probably the only place where you can get so close to professional cyclists. You can take something along of yours to get signed, get a free signed hat, or get your selfie taken with one of the riders. Then there was Team Trek, which you put sitting on the left there, and Trek donated some paraphernalia to be auctioned off to raise money for the Bushfire charity.
110. 110 in one. 110
Better
in
not put my
one.
hand up too high because
110 in two. I need the hand. Gone 110. Thank you very much.
$110 for a Musset bag with a water bottle and a $20 gift voucher or something like that with nuts or something.
Second item on the.
I'm not saying you're not gorgeous. These are men's, $80. These are men's, $80. $80.
So this is a Santini stand, heaps of people all looking at bargains.
No, these are
Our mate Patrick works at Santini stand here. What is it?
A velodrome.
Alright. It's a toilet bowl. Oh, that's a nice shirt. Oh, that's the one you came with. What have we got here? Brighton. Hello. Oh, Brighton. You're Brighton. Are they Brighton helmets? No, they're not Brighton helmets. Fen, mates. What's all that noise? I don't know what that's got to do with bikes, but it's here.
SRAM was there and they had a mechanic on hand, and if you can see all those Trek bikes lined up in the background, you could take any one of those bikes for a ride if you want. Go for a test ride, get your right size, go for a test ride, and it's part of promoting Trek bikes. World champion bike there, and there's two guys checking it out. Might have a look myself. Let's have a look.
Thanks, SRAM.
Can't get your SRAM bag.
What?
The SRAM bag. Left or right.
Matt Patterson, world champion current.
Argon's track time trial bike, and it has a massive gear on it too.
What size chainring is inside?
56, is it?
It's even more than that, I think. It's massive.
much. Time for a break. The brain gets a bit fuzzy looking at all that bike stuff before we move on to see more.
Fuzzy beer. I'm not filming you. Sorry, I'm filming you. This is the main tent. And we can have a look at some of the team bikes, the mechanics, and all some of the behind the scenes stuff here. There we go, there's one right here fixing the bike.
This week, next week, I like this. I thought it didn't like. Done. Be in touch. Catch up.
I don't know who they are. That looks interesting. What is that? Bikes. Take your pick. Oh, look at all those knob bikes. Yeah. Yes. Elia Viviani's bike, yeah? Vision, I'll keep that in mind. I thought that might have been something special. And he's number 41. How come he gets a special bike and special seat and everything? What's he running? Campagnolo? Campagnolo. So there he is. Can't really get a clear picture of his. Anyway, there he is. Was Chris Froome in the picture? 31. Why, who's that?
Out of you, 31.
Smile. There you go. We've got Caleb Ewan's bike here. You can see how long his stem is and what sort of pedals he's using. Extremely long stem. I'd say that'd be 145. And the pedals he's using, which is the same as Viviani. He's also got some ceramic bearings going on there. Green. AG2R, French team, Stana. It's there. That's who's right. I just got to I wouldn't be surprised if half the races are set up like horse races and dog races. You don't know a lot of stuff. I don't know a lot of stuff. Because sometimes I wonder, you know, just what happens? Who pays who? We have to let pay the one because blah blah blah. Yeah. good one.
So then we went to stage 5, which was at Victor Harbour. Getting a nice close look at the riders as they come in after the ride, and this young lad was collecting as many biddens as he could get his hands on.
Can I get your bid on? Can I have your bid on? Thank you.
Collecting biddens and selfie together with the horse.
And if you know this gentleman, you must be a longer time fan of cycling.
Each day, so great to have them helping us on. And tomorrow, be safe, be seen, stage. The Claraval, get there early. If you've been there before, you know what it's like. The crowds will be big. Take a picnic. There's a picnic in the park.
And the last stage, which was up Wollonga Hill, and Richie Port won that stage, and the Ochre jersey, which is the overall winner for this year's Tour Down Under. And Viviana's just over there. Well, that's it for the Tour Down Under for this year. If you didn't make it, try and make it next year. It'll be well worth your effort.